I forgot to cover this as well. This is a really interesting story that is also not interesting. I'm just kidding. It's just cruel, unusual, but of course, certainly expected. Barry Weiss wrote an article. I felt bullied. Mother of child treated at transgender center speaks out. Caroline was told that a puberty blocker would relieve her child's psychological distress. That's not what happened. Emily Yoffe wrote this article on the FP, the free press, independent media, the free journalism, free to just fucking dunk on trans people as hard as possible. Then, turns out, the 16-year-old that is in the article reinstalled Twitter to respond to the story and make sure that their voice was heard. I am Casey. My real name is Alex, but my mom decided it would be best to hide it for anonymity. But this is my story, not hers. This is not the free press's story. About a week ago, my mom contacted Emily Yoffe without my knowledge and told her what was supposed to be our story. She expressed her frustration with the transgender clinic at the Washington University, many of which are false perceptions that my mom has about the doctors and the clinic. I learned of this article through my mom over the phone when she asked if it was okay at the Free Press Free Press published this article. I said that I wanted to read it first. When I read the draft, I was disgusted with what the reporter and my mom had made my experience out to be. Upon interviewing Emily Yoffe myself, I was told that I had no say in whether or not the article was published. I asked if my consent was required to publish the article, and the reporter told me that's not how these things work. Says, sorry, kid. You're going to be a part of the anti-trans propaganda machine. After she had edited the article and published it, I had not found this out until 20 hours later. I was extremely frustrated. The article makes it out that my mother had no say in the implant of the Supprelin. This is completely false. My mother claims that she was pressured into saying yes by the doctors. A big issue they point out is that the doctors quoted suicide statistics in transgender adolescents. I do not deny that these statistics were quoted, but I also sustain that the doctors didn't say that I was at substantial risk for this. The article mentions that my grades dropped from A's to B's to D's and F's in a semester. This is a completely exaggerated statement. Imagine dunking on a child, dunking on a trans child's grades. My grades were on a steady decline since 2020 due to unrelated mental health concerns. Speaking of mental health, the article claims that my mental health issues can be attributed to the Supprelin implant. However, my personal experience shows that this is not the case. Since COVID-19, my mental health has been declining, and it was already an issue. I was in counseling with the Washington University Transgender Care Center, in which I was treated amazingly by my counselor. She was a friend to me and offered a great amount of support. This was taken away when my mom revoked consent for the Supprelin. After she revoked consent, my father and I, along with the university, attempted to set up a meeting with my mom. She did not attend this meeting, claiming that she was not contacted. Later, she admitted that she was. When you talked to the reporter, did you give her permission to use your medical records for information? I think that may have been a violation. Talk to your dad about it. You can go to a lawyer and ask questions for free. It sounds like the clinic didn't hand over records, but the reporter took the word of your mother. Not okay. Your medical information should not be public because it would make a good story. I'm sorry to say, but you're 100% wrong here. There's zero liability on the part of the media in this case. Now, whether the mom did something actionable is a different question. Flip this freak. No kid want to be treason is just brainwashing. No kid want to be treason. I don't think anyone wants to be trans. I think people are just, they are. You know what I mean? So technically, he's not wrong, this person, Jahan96. No one's like, oh man, sure love being trans originally. It's just a thing that they are. You know what I mean? And society constantly tells them that it's actually wrong to feel that way, which leads to a relatively high suicide rate, in my opinion. So the brainwashing is on the other side, in my opinion. The treason. The mom responded in the most narcissistic way possible. Here is realtor mama entrepreneur Caroline Miller says, actually, babe, they gave me 2 days notice and sent an email confirmation that only found last week. They were supposed to call me on speaker and never did. Also, I was not going to get that meeting without an attorney. Let's get it all out there. Parent of a queer child, the only reason your child needs to speak out now is because you felt the need to speak out and misrepresent their story. This is actually my story about how I was treated as a parent at the center. Alex has a story too, but this article wasn't it. Don't confuse the two. Holy fuck, dude. Some parents are just so dog shit. Vile shit. Poor people pile on the mom on Twitter. Just want to share this explicitly that's not what the kid wants. Do not under any circumstance contact my mother. Leave her alone. I don't care if you disagree with her. Bro, what the fuck is this? She made a Twitter account that proudly declared that it was her story to tell, completely ignoring the target she single-handedly put on your back. Should we ignore her tweets too? Yes. Yes, you should. You literally, yes, you should do that. I don't understand. Why the fuck? Like, when a 16-year-old trans kid says, leave my mom alone, please, and you go, nah, fuck that, actually. I'm going to fight your mom on your behalf.